Welcome to the Footy Fellas Pitch.
Footy Fellas.
Not referring to a soccer pitch, although that's a really funny pun, which someone thought of at some point, but an actual pitch where we're going to be pitching hot takes, new ideas, and different ways of thinking about a range of topics. Some serious, some less serious. We were chatting and we figured both the Footy Fellas, us, and the Foffs, all of you, have a lot of great ideas. And let's create a forum for people to hear these thoughts aloud. And this week, we're tackling underutilized formations, pitching each other formations to convince the others that they should be used more often. So you got the classics, the 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-1-2-1-2, which is a FIFA player's favorite. These are none of those. If they are, then sorry about that.
No,
gents.
no.
But they're none of those.
Giving you a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be face.
None of those.
Faces.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to pitch a formation I've been thinking about a lot this week, and that is the Hopscotch. You might be wondering, what's the Hopscotch? Or you might think of the formation immediately because it resembles the Hopscotch so much. We're talking a 1-2-1-2-1-2-1 formation.
Brilliant.
The Hopscotch. Let me tell you why the Hopscotch is an underutilized formation. First, you're really strong up the center of the pitch. Your spine is incredible. People talk about controlling the midfield. That wins you games. How else can you control the midfield more than putting your whole team in the middle of the field? That's point number one. Point number two, you're both offensive and defensive at the same time. Think about that for a second. Oh, defense wins championships. No, offense wins championships. How about we do both? The Hopscotch. Half your team is pretty much in the defensive side of your field. Half the team is pressing up through, in their side of the pitch, the final third. Third, you know exactly where your teammates are when you win the ball back. You don't need incredible tactical geniuses. Oh, is my winger pushing up the other side? I have a second. I'm going to turn and play a through ball. Just bang the ball up the center of the pitch. That's where your team is. That's point number three. Point number four, it's a bit closer to the kick and run model, which has seen some success. So I'm not saying this formation would be great for every team. Pep Guardiola, Klopp, they would throw fits. They wouldn't be able to run this. They'd be crying. However, for teams like Leeds, Stoke, Amherst, a D3 side, D3 college side that a couple of us at Wesleyan and Hamilton played, that play kick and run, they want to bang it up the center of the pitch. They should be utilizing the Hopscotch.
I give it a on the innovation scale. It's a 10 out of 10. No one's expecting that. Practicality and use. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. But that's because I just need to see it in Football Manager. I need to see it in practice. I can't believe it till I see it.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll just quickly jump to it. Average would be a 4 out of 10. I am very confused about the one in the back. Unsure their role positioning wise, keeping a straight line in the back. Biggest questions for me.
Jones, pitch us your formation.
Yeah, so, this is going to come right into your head. It's intuitive. You guys are thinking to yourselves, why aren't we doing this now? It's called the Fancy Burger, all right? It's a 4-2-4, right? With a flat back four, with your right back and your left back, who are slightly higher than your center backs. It's a little peeled open, a little bit open. And then sandwiched, okay, you get the illusion, sandwiched in the midfield are two center mids, right? These are your workhorses. They're doing a lot. It's the engine room. It's always been the engine room. You could say it's the meat, right, of the team. And then across the top is a mirror shape to the bottom where you have like another flat four situation going on. But instead, you have your two strikers and then your two high pressing wingers, and they never come back. They stay up. So they never pass the halfway line. If anything, they always stay at half. Mm-hmm. They can never come. It's like lacrosse or whatever. They stay in their own section. Similar to, you could say this is similar to like Leeds in some of the way they approach, where we overload up top. So we got a lot of one-on-ones. I guess the thing that you're kind of thinking to yourself is what really makes it fancy, though? What's fancy about this burger in any capacity? Well, it's because I'm introducing and bringing back, I'm not sure if it ever existed, the sweeper keeper. All right. That sweeper keeper is going to jump into that back line and be utilized as another center back. All right. Another playmaker And when you're looking at that shape, you have your meat bun, and then at the bottom there is like a little that sweeper keeper. It's like that little fancy little toothpick
Little
that you put at the
garnish.
top. Yeah, a little something on top where you're like, oh, that's a like it's just a burger from McDonald's. No, you put a little sword in that, little plastic sword. Whoa, we're eating big tonight.
Okay.
That's nice. So that's the fancy burger. It's going to break down any opposition and win you many championships.
Yeah, I like the name. I like the mental design in my head. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. With the back line and the wingers coming up slightly, kind of that curve, I get less bun and more Pringle. So to me, I'm envisioning 2 Pringles kind of stacked on each other with a little special sauce in the middle with the midfield.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because we have seen with Leeds, they just are running the burger. If you're running the fancy burger, you're doing even better than what Leeds is doing. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Maybe 4 out of 10 juiciness, just because you missed a lot of the toppings. You're missing that in some of the wingers with just the 2 in the midfield.
I appreciate that feedback, guys.
Last but not least, all right, we're our very Leeds theme right now. I'm following Marcelo Bielsa, who is the manager at Leeds, with the 3-3-1-3 out of the back. So as Eli alluded to, pretty much a burger. The one kind of attacking midfielder could be the pickle on the burger. So it's a great formation, works really well for Leeds. And what I love is the top. You got that attacking midfielder who, when he looks at the attack, he's got 1 striker ahead of him and 2 wingers to quickly dish on all fronts and cause the defense a lot of trouble. Also provides a lot of nice vertical movement up and down the wings. High press is definitely encouraged from the back. And yeah, I think formations like this, as proven at Leeds, just require a ton of work effort, running nonstop. And I think excellent formation. Never heard of it until Marcelo introduced it to me. And now the Premier League. Big fan. And I think Leeds will actually do well this year with it.
Your rating, Jones, quickly.
I think practicality. You're looking at like a 9, probably 9 out of 10. Like makes sense, intuitive, effective. I would say as part of, I guess, what we at the Footy Fellas bring to the table, the proverbial table, is some fancy dishes. All right, not a lot of flair, not a lot of pizzazz, not a lot of sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to probably downgrade it to like a 3 for just lack of creativity. And maybe honestly something that I'd probably put in Tupperware and heat up in a microwave. So,
hey, leftovers are pretty good. Okay, don't end this quick pitch, this first pitch, by destroying leftovers. That's all I'll say.
Fair enough. Meal prep's good.
All right, that is our first Footy Fellas pitch focused on formations. We got a lot of ideas, a lot of hot takes were coming your way from both the fellas and the Foffs. So stick around, enjoy the midweek action, a little bit of bonus Pottertainment. We'll be back next week with another Footy Fellas pitch.
See you later.
See you then.